Hey guys, so we're working in a nice neighborhood in Mount Pleasant today, and I had a client email me to ask a bunch of questions about a quote that we did down on a golf course in Bluffton. And one of his questions was about why do I need drain mat as opposed to sump pumps? Because he had gotten several quotes for sump pumps. Now, he had no signs of heavy water flow in his crawl space whatsoever. No riveting in the soil, no pushback, 6 mil poly, no kind of like big water standing. I saw no signs that this guy had, over the course of the 15 years the house had been built, any large amount of water flow. However, the crawl space is slightly negative, and he has a good amount of regular small amounts of water flow. And you can see that from the efflorescence, which is like the salts left behind, right? So the thing about a sump pump is this. It takes 6 to 8 inches of water, depending on the sump pump, for the float switch on a sump pump to trigger. Now, when it's sunk down in the ground, hopefully it's triggering pretty quickly, but still, it takes a lot of water flow to trigger a sump pump. And that water had to flow underneath all the poly, and as it did, it touched all the tape seams. And so even though you're getting water out of the crawl space, you're still doing almost nothing to keep water from touching tape seams. And when water touches tape seams, those tape seams lose adhesion and the whole thing falls apart. I'd say typically within about 3 years, you'll start to see water flowing onto most crawl spaces here in the low country. The shortest I've ever seen was 8 days. These people overpaid by about $6,000 for a much crappier product than ours, and then the whole thing fell apart in about 8 days because Debbie got to it, so the water flow was just crazy. But yeah, wanted to show you guys. See over here how the sump pump, not the sump pump, the drain mat goes up the wall, right? That's so that water will flow underneath the encapsulation. Then we overlap with the wall curtain, and then the poly will go and overlap up this, so that most of our tape seams are high up on the wall. And where they are on the ground, we'll make sure that they're not lined up with wherever the drain mat is. So basically, we're doing everything we can to minimize water touching a tape seam so that these crawl spaces last for years and years and years. That's the idea.